Ready, set, up your geek.
I got a chance to watch Little Fish, and
Cool.
first of all, I thought it was a phenomenal film.
Thanks.
After this year, we're actually going to be we're going to put a review up for it. It's all ready to go.
All right, I'm going to get the unvarnished real opinion when I read the review.
No, it's good. First of all, I love some of the shots in the film that were taken, especially some of the visuals on, I guess, the point of view of the character, especially one particular scene where the memory loss scene where where the I guess the visual from the perspective of the character was people vanishing in front of him. So
Hmm.
that was pretty cool. Uh,
Thanks. We just put a little prism in front of the lens,
yeah.
so it was an easy, practical little effect that we tried in pre-production and thought it looked cool, so we used it there.
That was pretty. Yeah, that was a pretty cool shot. That was, and I could just sit there and imagine like having this issue going on and your memories fading away like that. It's like, okay, you're forgetting what people look like, making out their features. There was the one scene where the friend was in his room with a knife, and he's like, I walked in and she was just in my house. And I mean that um, it was pretty. I loved the whole layout of the film, especially like going over. You see it. I guess you realize it's jumping. The story kind of goes, and then it's you see the two main the characters meet, and then they're in this deep relationship, and but you see the world like collapsing around them. So um, so that in that aspect, I really love the I guess the tone of the film too. But yeah, he had some really great shots, especially like in the clinic where the guy goes to get in that long view of everyone sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
The view in the room where he's contemplating when they're trying to tell him about the procedures that they're going to do, and um, so you tell me like how do you approach these scenes? Um, once you've like, had a script to filter through, do you come up with an idea from that, or is it moment to moment for you?
It's a combination. In pre-production, the cinematographer and I, who I went to film school with and have known for a really long time, we always work together. So we're very much on the same page. We'll sit down and we'll make a shot list and go through every scene, coming up with ideas for shots. And typically, just from reading the script or in the past when I've written the script myself, uh, I'll have maybe 40 to 50% of the shots in my mind, like a very clear picture of like this is what it will be, and then 50% I have no idea. Um, and so we'll talk about it in pre-production and then come up with something. Um, but then I often find that when we're on the set, when we're looking at the location and we have the actors there and the actors are giving their ideas of where they actually want to stand or sit or do, um, a lot of that 50% changes and we kind of make it up on the spot. But I'll if I had a clear picture, like the 50% of the shots that were in my brain from the very beginning, make sure we get those no matter what, and then can kind of be flexible with the rest. And I really trust my cinematographer. I think he has great ideas, and it's kind of fun. It's fun to be there on the day and coming up with stuff that could be the best version. Like that, the sequence you're talking about where he goes to get interviewed to potentially be in the trial. That was the hardest location to find. We were looking for all kinds of warehouses or clinics or anything, and we could not find a good location. And it was getting to the point where we were like, maybe we'll just do it in a parking lot and put a big tent up. And it was just like maybe 4 or 5 days before we were actually going to shoot it that the location manager said, I found this big barn. And we went and looked at it and we're like, okay, yeah, this is cool. And but that one was like so last minute that really on the day we had to kind of figure out exactly what we were going to do with it.
Oh, wow. I can just imagine everyone scrambling.
Yeah, locations on this movie was by far the biggest challenge, and there were so many, and I really was pushing them to find locations that not just worked but would add value to the screen, and that we could do something cinematic with and make them look really strong, because with indie movies you have small budgets and you got to spend the money wisely and make sure that what ends up on the screen has value, and locations is a big part of that for me. So it was tricky, and we were looking till the very bitter end for a lot of them, but I'm happy with how it all turned out.
I think that, I think actually did really great job with the locations. It was interesting diving into these places and really understanding each location was itself a character. And so that kind of made those scenes come to life. Knowing that, okay, so they live inside of this apartment, and me myself watching, I was just imagining, walking through the front door, what it would look like, and it kind of delivered those things, even not having to see everything.
Yeah.
That really that first shot when the couple met, and he's just kind of staring, and he's like, that accent. That scene there, where was that shot?
That was in Vancouver, Canada. White Cliff is the name of the park. It's like a big park with a rocky beach and these rocks out in the water. And that was, I think that's kind of like a well-known landmark there. I'm not all that familiar with Vancouver, other than we went there to shoot this movie, and they shoot lots of movies and TV shows there. So I think people from that area could recognize it in a heartbeat, but we were really trying to play it as if the movie takes place in Seattle. So we were just looking for anything kind of like Pacific Northwesty.
So what films for you have been the most inspiring or influential?
For this, there was quite a few. Obviously when I first read it, one of the first movies I thought of was Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And a lot of people watch the movie and think of that movie too, because it's a great movie about love and memories. And I was actually nervous about making this movie because that movie already exists. And, part of me was like, do we need to try and make another great love memory movie? And when I first met the writer, Matson, I brought it up to him and I was like, what do you think about, the similarities to Eternal Sunshine? Should we try to really move away from that? And he was like, nah, I mean, that's a great movie, but it's like almost 20 years old now, and there could be another great movie about love and memories. And something about his confidence, that like he was so sure that there's room in the world for more than one great movie about love and memories, that I was like, yeah, you're right. So I drew more confidence from that myself, and tried to approach those topics, because those are rich topics and they do deserve more than one great movie, and just tried to make sure we had a different spin on it, and a different approach to the execution of it.
It's very interesting. I watched this when I explained the film um, to people, it was like, oh, that's it's like eternal sunshine. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, and that puts you in that mindset. But interestingly enough, I'm talking with some of my colleagues about we were actually conversing about Eternal Sunshine. Like we like people like that movie was really really good and emotional, had really sad, and we were like I'd love to see a movie that kind of delves into that type of story again, because I felt like there's still a lot to tell about something like that
Yeah.
affecting someone. Um, this movie, while descriptively might sound like that film, but once you've seen it, it's got a good concept similarity, but it's totally different. Like this was this was like Eternal Sunshine, but um like on an explosive level where it's not this one man doing
Hmm.
it. Like this is some kind of epidemic happening, and
Yeah.
it's affecting everyone and people are losing their minds. So you're like thinking, oh man, on a grand scale, what would the world look like? And I think that was portrayed beautifully in this film because everything was like things were happening, people were going into crisis, um, and yeah, so it's the world changing. People are losing their mind, people are losing their memories, they're afraid, and they're reacting to this. So I thought that played a huge part in um, what made it so great to
Thanks.
begin with. So today, this is Chad Hartigan, director of his fourth feature film, Little Fish, a romance set in the near future in Seattle, teetering on the brink of calamity. This film opens in the midst of a global epidemic um, where there's a severe, rapid Alzheimer's-like disease, right? That's affecting people's memories and causing them to disappear. In some cases, fading over weeks and months. In some cases, it's happening in an instant. Puts you in a mindset of eternal sunshine, but this is a completely different beast of a movie. Um, it is out now,
Yep.
and you can catch this film um, on your all of your favorite services. Um, you can even there are some in independent theaters. There are some streaming services, Vudu, wherever you'd like to see this.
Yep.
It is a great, great film. Check it out.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you.
I hope that we see more from you. Uh,
I hope so too. And you guys are. It looks like you're into comics and superheroes over there. And
yeah.
our writer Matson has a real treat coming up for you guys.
Oh,
He
great.
co-wrote he co-wrote the Batman movie.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
That's
But
awesome.
I don't have any secrets. He won't even tell me.
Oh, listen. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those always mums. All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Take
You
it
have a good
easy.
day.
Bye.
I have to ask you something. I'm not sure how.
Is it scary?
Yeah.
So how long would you say you've been experiencing symptoms?
Like a month. I can remember some things, but other things are just gone, like details. I can't do details.
They call it NIA, neuroinflammatory affliction, and it can affect anyone. Like the man picked up by a fishing boat. It turned out he was another fisherman, couldn't remember how to steer his boat, so he decided to swim home. And then a pilot forgot how to fly.
Listen carefully. If you are experiencing NIA symptoms, I need you over here.
The government have the true cure. They've been keeping NIA on the streets.
It's no wonder people went crazy.
This is not a proven cure. We urge everyone to remain calm.
So the treatment, Is it like a pill, or?
We'll be doing an oral cranial puncture.
Sorry, what?
The brain is separated into 4 major lobes. Think of it as clearing a clogged pathway beneath the lateral vision.
Who am I? How old am I? What's my favorite color?
You're my wife, Emma Vida Ryerson Williams. You're 28. Your favorite color is yellow.
Do you remember meeting me?
I remember a water park.
What time of year was it?
Summer. No. Winter. We had just bought a fish.
When he first started to lose his memory, I'm sure you'd kept it a secret. Just like everyone did back then. All these little pieces. I find myself wondering how to build a future if you keep having to rebuild the past. They say you can't forget feelings. And I still believe that.
What is it? It's a fish?
Yeah? I got it with you.
Why do you tattoo fish?
Jude,
Yeah.
are you okay?
Hey there, freaks and geeks. If you like this content and would like to view more like it, please visit us on all of our social platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also visit us on our YouTube page, /UpYourGeek, and you can visit upyourgeek.com, where you can experience a new standard in geek pop culture and entertainment media, because no matter what fandom you're passionate about, we have it waiting here for you. Ready, set, up your geek.